so
Okay,
between
INDO
Boom
versus
and
PH Part
Kagendra.
3,
Obviously,
Kagendra
Kagendra on
versus
blue
BAWI
side, Boom
Sports.
here over
So
on
far,
red
wala pa
side.
tayong
So
panalo,
maybe the
isa-isang
W for
BO5
Boom isn't gonna be
against
the case. Maybe it's
Indonesia
gonna be
in
the
this
Kagendra this time.
tournament.
Yeah,
Pero
I
wag
mean, it all
mag-alala
depends
kasi
on the
group
minds of
stage
the
pa lang
coaches, right?
naman,
So
kaya
right
wala
now,
pa
on the
malalaglag.
left side
Whether
of the
manalo or
screen, we
matalo
have
yung
Coach
Boom,
Reflect, who has been
chilling
with
lang
Kagendra
tayo.
since day number
Sa
1.
playoffs
And we
pa
also have
dapat
Coach Yen,
yung
who has
final
also
form
been a
natin.
long-standing member of Boom Esports.
Pero syempre, mas
So, this
maganda
is not
kapag
their
nanalo
first
tayo
bout.
dito kasi
And I'm curious to see what
diba?
kind of mind games
And
they're
alam
gonna
ko
play.
kung sino
Kagendra
manalo dito,
take out
masisecure yung
the
second
loan
seed. So
straight away.
may bigat pa din. Kahit pa paano. Pero hindi siya ganun ka nakaka-pressure na do or die. Anyway, let's see how these teams will play. Kagendra blue side, BAWI Sports red side. Kahapon, 2-0 ang Pilipinas. The other day, 0-2. Ngayon, tignan natin. Will we end the group stage with a win? Or makakaisa na naman ang INDO sa atin? So, Aoyin, Haya, ban for Kagendra. Dito sa Boom, it's gonna be the Mai plus Zhangfei, Chicha up, Pei up, Luna up,
and if
Chicha is
there's one
chosen
player, I think you have to be
by
concerned
Kagendra.
taking his hands on it. It
Most
has to be
likely magiging
Sauli
farm
here.
lane na yan, pero
But
still
once again,
possible
this
na
is a
ma-flex in
flex
other
pick.
rules. Ang sagot ng
The
BAWI
Chicha,
Sports, di pa rin kami
can go
magpa-pay.
into the jungle,
Counter namin yung pay,
all the
ilabas
farm.
nyo.
Exactly.
Meron
Keeps them
parang,
guessing,
meron
but
din
needs
pala
a
Dolya,
boost
no?
to kind of like situate
So
some of
BAWI
these
Sports are gonna
more
answer with the
solidified
Arlie
picks like the
plus
Yangjian,
Yangjian,
like the
denying the
Parasol
Dolya
here as
Yangjian.
well, right? So do
Kagendra
Boom
nga,
look to
di
go
nga nila,
towards
di
the
nga nila
Dolya
kinuha eh.
part of the draft, or is this just baiting them
Okay,
basically
ang dami
like
pang
trying to
OP
bait
pick, ah.
the Dolya ban here for the side of Kagendra?
So there's
and
the
maybe
pay for
potentially
Kagendra.
a bit more, but Kagendra right
And
now,
pay
they're looking at that pay,
Byron.
Byron, so it looks like
The
it's gonna be
classic
Zhang going
early
onto
game
the Forge
composition
Esports
for
instead.
Kagendra, BAWI Sports.
Okay, I like it
They're
a lot
probably gonna look
because,
for a
at
late
this
game,
point,
pero kailangan nila ng
the
mga
early game
hero na
juggling speed
pwedeng
is not gonna be
lumaban
very fast
sa
in the
early game.
Twilight, right? Pay on the other hand, extremely fast. We've seen this in game number 7
Lapu-Lapu will be
last
the
year,
third pick. Walang
where,
Upyo.
you know, the Yangtze
So wala
just
silang
completely
hard
gets
counter.
destroyed
Wala
because
silang
we don't
pinili
get that
counter sa
early
pay
game
so
lead.
far.
Now I'm curious whether Boom Esports,
Boom
this
is kind of
Twilight,
cooking again.
because of
Usually,
the way that
pipili ka na
Kagendra
ng
drafted,
Augran dito
might
or
not even go in
Ukyo.
the jungle.
So if I'm Kagendra, I would most probably ban
right? Like that is still a potential here for them, especially not
Augran
pairing it
Ukyo.
with the
Pero meron
Dolya
pa naman mga Jing ganun.
within those
May
first two
Jing,
picks, right? Like that's
Luna
generally
pa
the
if
go-to
kailangan talaga.
if you are
Pero baka
locking
maging
in the
Yangjian
Yangjian,
jungler
but
na rin to.
Parasol
No?
beat in the
Def
first
expect.
one, obviously trying to give
Parang
Danny over one of these big
nakakalungkot
picks
pag Yangjian
here,
sa pay.
onto the side of Boom
Napakabagal.
Esports. Now, obviously, both teams.
The last two bans for BAWI Sports gonna be Xiaoqiao plus Yuan. Dito naman sa Kagendra, Yishin. So di sila magbaban ng jungler. Interesting. There's the Ukyo. So kahit yung Ukyo na lang para wala nang pwedeng tumapat sa pay sa side.
Okay, I like this.
Or
pick a
sumabay.
lot. You know, Kagendra is definitely
So
understanding
BAWI
that Boom
Sports are gonna
can
go for a scaling
definitely flex
comp.
this Twilight
Bahala kayo
into
sa
the
early
clash
game
lane.
nyo.
And
Basta
I'm curious to
titiisin
see
namin
what
to.
does Boom Esports decide here. They're gonna go
May
for
chance na
more burst
mag-2-mid tong
damage
BAWI
and
Sports,
longer reaching arms
para
in the form
walang
of the
invade.
Celestial Nua.
Arlie ang
Kagendra
sasalba
now
sa
have
early
the
game ng Boom.
option. What do you think is the best way to
Lapu-Lapu I
play
think is
this,
the best all-around support right
mid
now.
lane?
And Kagendra, since naka-carry jungle na sila, they'll go with the low econ mid. She, one of the best, if not the best at that aspect. And Jaja for more early game power. Napakalakas ng early game ng Kagendra dito. Looks a bit scary for Boom. Kailangan nila i-hold to. Last pick for Boom.
Yeah, for sure.
High chance na maging ano na to. Ano ba, Clash Lane Byron? So okay lang yata. Yup. Okay lang yung Yangjian Byron. And then they're gonna go with the Fade.
Member, which looks like it is going to be in
Hindi
the
pa
hands of
ma-outfarm
Niggy
yung
because
Fade.
they're looking at the
Unless
better foot
tutulungan ng
Fade.
malala.
In this case,
Kailangan ni
for
Baby yung
Carl.
Fade. Can work kasi suma-sideline din naman yan.
Take a leap out of both TNXs and buys a pick up.
Siguro gusto lang naman ng Boom is maubos yung pick ng Kagendra. Alay game 1, I guess. Early lang pinakita nila na palaban talaga. Slightly sa Lapu din. Maganda rin Lapu. Pero Kagendra, they have 3 power picks in this game compared to Boom. Mga 2 lang at most. Okay, game number 1. BAWI Sports versus Kagendra. How are Boom gonna play this game? Paano nila lalaroin yung pay? Wala akong nakitang hard counter sa pay na pinakita nila. Usually it's like Ukyo. Hindi ko lang may isang Indo team eh. Pag pay ginagamit nila Baiki. Yun yung pang buisit talaga. Yung sa pay lang talaga titignan ko. And here comes the 2 mid. Yep. para mapigilan yung invade. Napakahina ng early nila kapag wala sa mid yung early. Pre-invade lang yun. Fade, isipin mo, Nuwa, Fade, Young Jan. Butik i-invade na talaga yan pag ano. Pag tinapatan ng Byron, she pay.
At the point for Kagendra, right?
Pero at least no invade, what's gonna happen? Step 1 complete for Boom. Ipa-funnel lang nila si Danny.
Play the same kind of cards as well. It's all about making sure.
Pero interesting yung lineup ng Boom, no? Triple carry.
Yes, exactly.
Mag-aagawan si Carl Tatsuri si Danny. Well, hindi naman kailangan talaga mag-pure damage si Tatsuri dito. Secondary carry lang naman yung Nuwa. Pwede siya mag-build ng more utility rather than burst. Unless maganda yung ano niya, farm niya.
At this point, Facial already working on his Azure goal.
Gagawin lang ng Boom is ipa-funnel lang nila si Danny for now.
I think the later this game goes, I think it's definitely
tapos tutulungan lang ni Miggy mag-clear. Yup, tutulungan lang nila si Carl mag-clear na maayos para
early to mid game. Obviously does fall off.
Makahabol sa pay kasi
still has enough impact.
Ayun yung ginagawa ng teams pag may pay sa kalaban
trying to get the lockdown onto Danny
para makasabay sa clear. Oops, may nahila. Naku po, si Dro. Nag-second skin niya siya papasok. Naku. Buti din nag-flash yung Byron. Kaya magka-flash stun yun eh. Okay, at least safe. May flash pa siya.
Migi is looking to rotate down to the mid lane here as well. Give aid over, but no. Just
slow and steady. Pabor sa atin pag walang nangyari.
Trying to overturn these odds and looking to try, like you said, trying to gain that first blood.
I mean, there's 3 different scenarios that we're looking for here, right? Who gets the first blood? That's the first thing. Secondly is who gets the first objective. And obviously the third one, which is the most important we've seen out of all the games today, which is who actually secures the initial goal lead for themselves. As a team now, Kagendra has like a 300 gold
pero
advantage,
slight lang.
but that accounts for not
expected
much
na mas lumamang sila sa mga mini objectives katulad ng gold sprite.
It drops at your pocket, you don't even realize that you've lost 300 gold.
Small camps.
It's there
pero basta hindi magbalo, okay lang yung Boom.
Maybe like a motion cap,
okay, ulti na Tatsuri, ganda nang ginawa niya.
They farm it a little bit faster, they have a little bit more of that, just a very small gold lead. It's not like
level 5 na si Tats.
Like stowaway objectives, they're doing
1 minute
more
before
than what they need
objectives.
to be. They've been getting those kind of neutral
Danny going to the bot side.
So neither of these two teams, they're still obviously in it to win in terms.
Hindi lang familiar sa mga matchup ng Chicha kung
super big difference in terms of goal between the
kaya niya lahat.
Kaya
niya lahat pag 1v1
one is actually in the jungle, which is going into the hands of Feishu. But as a pay, I think this is definitely what you expect out of it. So
pero syempre si Danny kaya niya may kawan yan.
By both teams here at the 3.5-minute mark. It then
clear
places
so
a
far
lot
in favor of
emphasis
KAGE.
as we hit to that first tyrant. This first neutral objective. What is the choice?
Danny poking the Chicha a bit. Pababa ng mga tropa natin sa Kage, bro. Nakatingin, looking for an engage. Hindi, lang. Boom want a slow game, Carl. Ibibigay na rin yung Tyrant, kaya sila aakyat. Pero pwede pa rin sila mag-TP kung sakali Okay, mag-TP si Carl, mong ipaglalaban nila. They have been Pryo. Ini-start na yung Tyrant, makakuha ba ng Bay? Oy, na-stun siya! Pero nakuha pa din, sayang. Nice try, nakuha ni Lu. Nakuha ng Jaja. Put na sana si Carl dun no? Ganda ng stun ni Dro.
He was not in range to use his ultimate right as he dropped it.
Okay lang.
Simply because
slow and steady
it was
for
already
Boom.
taken before he could get his Heart of Jade.
Well, 1k gold down, but
now this is going to be great for the side of Kagendra. They currently have a 1,000 gold lead. Force out the flash of Thor as well. And this is going to be a sizable advantage across the map. But here comes the support from Tatsuri.
Aid covering mid.
Using
okay, good lane assignment by Boom.
Come down to the bot side of the map here as well. Obviously give aid
at least efficient yung pagkuha nila ng mga
as well as draw.
minions.
No
kasi
real kind of like
lumalamang sa mga neutral objectives.
Right, they're both sat around about the 2.9k
gold,
so
700 lamang ng pay dito sa fade.
It's just about maybe just
getting
that position off, right? Like if
Ivazan
or Danny overstep, then they'll get punished.
Parang hirap ng lineup.
I think not just them, right?
Walang synergy.
It's literally whoever Facial lands his hands on. Because he does have a sizable lead against the rest of the cast members. 3.6k for the hands of Carl, not the biggest deficit, but with a 4,500 gold accumulated for this pay, he should be able to get some big punches in.
Oh, absolutely. Big bunches, able to kind of get
Well
the
balanced.
itemization up as well. Obviously, he has
Covering
the
all
rapturous
bases,
bite, so
yung
level
of them.
3 jungle items already been built
More
here
on
as well.
individuality rather than
Going
team
for the,
play, pero dito sa gitna,
Cooldown
naku,
reduction boots
nakapampas
as
yung
well.
Torre,
Obviously,
kan
get a bit of
nakalahati.
magic resistance on those bad boys too.
Feishi going in, they're
Trying
gonna
to,
force the
counter
bot side.
damage
Dani,
that comes from the
tinutulungan
likes
yung
of
kanyang
Tatsuri here as well.
Torre.
But they're looking to just constantly keep putting this pressure on down to the
Napa-frenzy.
bottom lane, right? Because obviously, if you put the pressure onto Danny, he's not
Pag
going to
nagro-rotate si
have
Droy,
free
no?
reign
Pinipilit
to kind
talaga
of
nila
get
yung bot.
that early game power spike.
Yes, I think at this point, both teams have really studied each other well, right? Nobody's overstepping their boundaries just yet. But here we go. Carl catches eyes in the mid lane as they put more pressure on this
what's
T1 on
happening?
the bottom.
Mid
The
lane.
defense is holding strong for the side of Boom.
Tamang
At the same time,
silip
top
lang.
side, there is a split push from the side of Saudi.
Dani, good rotation sa mid. Ibibigay
Macro's
na lane
definitely
top.
going to play here for the side of
bumaba na pala
Kagendra,
si
but
Miki.
Boom do get that T1 down to the bot side, so
He's gonna go with the trade.
to contrary
Kasi hindi
belief, we
mapasok-
thought
mabasag
that
yung mid.
Kagendra was going to get that first T1 down there.
Right. I mean, it's a decent trade, right?
Parang
So
hirap
T1
mo
for
ano, fade eh.
T1.
Lapo lang
So
yung ano niya.
Kagendra know that they have a lead, and this is what I like
Yung
about the new
pantulong.
Kagendra. They stay patient.
si
They
Joe.
don't overstep their boundaries, trying to extend this lead at the cost, at the risk of giving away a bad team fight.
I mean, you can't afford to, right? Like, whoever drops first blood here, it means that they've got kind of like potential of that T1 into the bot side or even the mid. Dropping here, but it's
Okay,
going to be
basag.
4-5 men up the side of Boom committed just to get that T1 into the top side. And Zan's just
mabilis
like,
na
okay,
push lang yun.
I'll have a
Kaso
free game, I'll have a
mababakuran
free
sila sa
mini wave
sa
come through as
papunta
that
sa mid.
T1 falls now.
Iniipit sila. Ayun na nga, speaking of which,
comes
si
the
Draw, 1
T5.
HP, second skill papasok.
Oh,
Yung Jaja
okay,
out of
that was a
position,
nice
napa-flash
catch
out.
on there,
Yun,
thanks
umabot
to,
yung ulti ng fade. Kasi si Carl mamamatay
Lou,
dito.
he
Yung
was able to
fake,
catch on, but
nakagat
first
si...
blood actually comes through
Sino
there.
yun, si
Seven to
Danny?
top, but there's
Namatay si
also
Danny.
gonna be
No,
Danny the
no,
Falls
Danny,
as
no
well
win.
as
Doon tayo
Raw.
na-trap.
And now Tatsuri falls in the
Doon tayo
mix,
na...
leaving
Partido wala yung
only
Chicha doon
Migi
na sa bagay
alive.
yung pay kasi parang marksman na
And there
rin
we
eh.
go. This is what we're talking about. 4 kills for the price of 1, and that 1 is a
Doon tayo
roll.
naipit.
On the case of Lou here, Migi
Lima
will not be able to defend
lima
against
nagpakita
that,
sa
and he
taas,
might
tapos
have to give
gusto
his life.
bumalik sa mid.
Ooh.
Nakaharang na yung Kage.
Oh my goodness.
long lane yung
That is
Boom.
a team wipe there for the side
Damn,
of
ace yun?
Kagendra
Talaga?
as they open up top
Oh,
side,
no,
open up the
dun-
mid
dun
as
lang,
well.
yun lang.
They came for blood and got
Parang
so
hirap
much
talaga
more.
magkamali ng isang beses sa pay,
A
no?
lot of value, taking all
ganyan,
the
magwawala
T1s
na yung
and
pay, oh.
some healthy damage on the T2
4K
on the top
gold
side
lead.
as well. So this is going to be, at this case, similar to what the CD key is. Hot blood, going clean that right now because boom, they're looking for
Hirap.
some form of recovery, but that is
Maganda
not
yung
going to be
depensa
presented
ng Boom eh,
because,
until
next Tyrant. Really,
full
Kagendra
commit sila
starts
sa
off.
taas, tapos di na makabalik sa mid.
Next Tyrant is
Kailangan
already
yata
gone.
mag-TP
That's
na lang
the
eh.
beauty of
May
the
TP
pay
pa
as
yata
well,
kasi
right?
di pa-
Facia just able to kind of
TP
melt
na lang
down,
sila sa-
especially with the help of Zan
sa
on
base
the
eh.
Forge Maiden
That's
as
may
well.
TP, tapos
So
kuha sila ng
these
clutch lane TP.
objectives are going to fall so quick here. Face checked by
Okay.
Sule. He's able to
Kailangan,
be
hindi pa naman 10 minutes.
the guy you want to go into those
Danny's
bushes knowing
chilling.
that the enemy team's in next. He's going to be able to
5K
survive.
gold
He's going to be able
lead.
to sustain that.
Yeah, and this is why it's so important that Sali is the one that really soaks the damage. Number
Ayun
one,
na
he's
yung pay,
giving
trabaho
vision,
lang, tapos
but
i-cover
because
na
they
ng
also
mga
have
Kage
great recovery.
boys.
Lou is very much in
Tatsuri.
charge of this here, giving
Tatakot
away
lumapit
the
kasi baka nasa
redemption on that
gilid.
home item with his destined encounter for the heals.
Yung
This is
isa.
all making sure that Kagendra is not that easy to take down.
Naharang-harangan lang siya.
Exactly.
Oh.
Kagendra is definitely fortifying
Byron,
defenses
pushing
here
mid lane.
with the likes of the support
Ano ba wave
items
clear?
as well
Ah,
as
si
obviously
Tats?
using Sole
Yes,
as just the
talaga
driving force.
strong
The
wave clear
battering
nila.
ram into the side of Boom Esports as they lose the T1 top side, T2 top side, as well as the T2 into the mid lane. This is not looking like a healthy game here for Boom, but like you said, Ken, earlier on, the late game favors Boom.
Yeah, it is. So can they really last this particular segment
Migi,
of the
nakawin ng
battlefield at
Byron.
this point?
Labawas,
Attempted
oh.
steal from the
Shield ng
side
Byron.
of Kagendra
God,
face is going to be successful. But here comes the true problem.
Pero nawala
Another
lahat
T2
ng
taken down in
tempo ng
mid,
Boom, ah.
and it looks like
Dahil
they're
lang
running
isang
out of
play, no?
options.
Pag pro
We are
play,
hitting that 10-minute mark
pag ano
soon,
talaga,
but Boom
pro games,
has lost
Make one
quite a
mistake,
bit at this
yari ka talaga.
They have. I mean, in terms of the goal,
One
they're
misread.
about 5k goal behind now, which is something you kind of want to make sure you are
That's
cauterizing
punish.
this wound that is the bleeding of the pockets of
Kailangan
Boom.
nila makahanap
They
ng
need to
isang
make
Kage
sure
na
that they're able
nagsisplit.
to try and get a team
Pero
fight
tignan
that may
mo,
go in
walang
their favor,
nagsa
or
side
at least
lane.
try and get one of these neutral
Parehas sa team,
objectives,
takot
especially
mag-side lane eh,
the
baka
Shadow Overlord, to
hold
try and
upan
put a
eh.
bit more pressure
Pero grabe, ang bilis ng Tyrant. Yung speedrun, nakita ni Tatsuri.
I don't think that's
Tapos na.
possible though. If you take a look at the level
Walang
advantage,
trade sa Overlord.
Facial is already
Kailangan
at
nila
level 15.
mag-back.
He's 2 levels ahead of Carl. At the same time,
Dun
the
lang.
bigger problem,
Pwede
Zan
nga
is
sila
level
ng Overlord.
13. He is 1 level ahead of Danny. That's a
Dito
lot
tayo
of difference
nalugi.
in EXP and gold. And this is going to be a big
Wala
problem.
tayong
They
makitang
can't have an honest fight
other
to fight
opportunity.
because,
Siguro
5v5
mag-side lane sa
teamfight,
baba.
Kagendra wins
Kaya
that
ba
all
yan,
lane
guys?
now.
Doom? Or masyado
Yeah, especially
nakakatakot
thanks
kasi
to the
walang vision.
automation
Eh,
as
may
well, as
vision
you
na
were
kayo.
saying there. I mean, we're still
nyo na
in
Jaja.
prime pay time. Like, it's only past the 10-minute mark around about 38 seconds. And the fact that he's able to
Isip ko sana
get to level
mag-bot na Scarl
15
dito. Si Danny, di siya
prior to
pwede
that
mag-bot
point as
kasi
well
kailangan nyo
means that
mag-get.
he is kind of like scaling above the
Kapag
pace
nag-def
right now. And obviously, high ground
kapag
turrets in
nag-split
top
si
and
Danny,
into
si
the mid
Tatsuri
lane.
ng pag-asa
Look
sa
at
wave.
the
Clear!
power
Aray,
that
si
seems
Drew
to be a little bit
nasaktan. Pero
damage here,
naka-
but there's a catch for
ulti out
Sule
na-
on
dash
the
out naman.
Spark Mace right now. The Destiny counter does
Hold the
come
line,
through
hold
as
the
well.
line.
Just the zone away, boom. But give over Elin to the side of Kagendra.
Labasag yung mid.
Okay, nerves are definitely starting to show at this point. Draw did not hit anyone with that
Playing-
ult, but they have
playing
to
safe
give
lang
away
si
the
Miggy. Ayaw
T3
niya
in the
mag-commit pag
middle.
tumama yung
And it
aso
looks
niya.
like there is no fight to be had.
Yep, T3 does go down into the mid lane now, and obviously the top side is not looking too healthy as well.
Sinasakal tayo, guys. Slowly but surely, Kagendra.
Right? Like they have
Macro
taken
game,
that
on
defeat
point.
from KIC 2025 personally,
Walang
and they're
nag-iiwalay
looking
sa
for more
Kagendra.
here. Can they steal away the Crimson?
Lahat
No.
sila sama-samang
Carl is able to snatch that
bumindot.
one for himself. Just a minor victory at this point.
Yes, and even though we talk about the late game
Ayun na.
is okay if you're
Overlord is up
equal on
once again.
farm. But right now, they're trailing. Boom is trailing
Tatsuri
Kagendra by about
ulti gets sa
6,000.
vision,
Another
pero
attempt by the Annihilation. Not gonna hit
makita
the
niya kung
mark
paano nila
in
makuha,
either
paano mawawala
damage
yung
or
Overlord.
timing. So Kagendra very much in the driver's seat for this one.
Steady,
Driver's seat in
steady
terms of the
lang
neutral
no.
objectives
Yung
as well,
4K
right? I mean,
kanina
they've got
naging
all
ano
four
na.
neutral objectives up until
6K
this point.
gold lead for
Boom still
Kagendra.
yet to lay their hands
Malayo
on
pa
a
yung mga
single
item lock
prize here,
na
but bot side of the
heroes.
map has been put down there with
Kaya
the
kahit-
Shadow
kahit lang
Vanguard.
tayo
That's gonna
late game,
completely wipe out the minions
hindi na
there.
hinayaan
And just try and
mag-late
put
game
the
ng
pressure onto the bot side
madalian.
whilst they maybe try and look for a push here into the mid lane.
This is truly a claw machine experience for Boom, right? They've not caught anything.
Okay,
They
basag
spent
na
quite
lahat
a
ng
lot of
tier
money,
2.
given quite a few lives, 5 kills to the side of Kagendra, but no value taken out from the machine so far.
No value just yet, but
Isang
it's still
backdoor.
could come, right? Obviously, it's a slow game. You
Kagat.
kind of like try
Sarap.
to readjust your
Last
firm
tower
grip onto
for Boom.
the plushie you're looking
Wala
for
din,
within that
ano
claw
ba
machine
engage
there.
sila?
But the top
Ulti,
T3
ano,
does
both.
fall, so
Lapu,
they do
ulti
get
flash,
a
kaso wala
prize.
siyang flash.
But is it the ultimate prize that they
Oh my
want? Which
God,
is not.
nabigay lang
It's going to
lahat.
that T3 down
Not
to the
looking
bot side right
confident
now, and
to
that
engage.
Crystal is looking bare.
Yep,
Si Danny gusto niya pumatay sa likod eh, kaso
It's going to be a hard
wala
defense.
siya
if
makitang
they're able to
angle,
do
wala
it
sila
here,
makitang
but
angle
obviously
para
they have no
lumaban, sila
many
pa yung
waves now.
na-engagean.
It's going to have
Oh,
3
Miggy,
Vanguards come through.
forcing
Into the
the
back
ulti.
line is going to
Ay.
be Midgie just trying to drive them out of this
Pumasok na
Crystal
pala, pero
territory. But
wala.
the Vanguard
Atras-atras
slapping
lang.
the
Si
Crystal
Draw,
at this point.
pinapatay
All you
ni
need is
Lapu-Lapu tapos
Kagendra to
tower
get a
lock.
few kills, and there it is. Draw
Wow.
goes down, and first
Cool, calm,
game
collected lang for
goes to
Kagendra, no?
Kagendra.
Yep, super impressive gameplay from Kagendra. Very
Walang
calculated
tapon.
as well. And Facial,
Na-punish
he
lang
did
nila
not
yung Boom
overstep
pag
his boundaries, right?
nag-overextend.
It didn't feel like he
Parang
was
Boom
very
2.0 to, no?
prominent
mabagal
across the
maglaro.
map, but somehow
Okay, game number 2,
They
Boom
always
Esports
force
versus
it, but
Kagendra. Paano kaya babawi ang Boom
New
dito?
year, new me, new Kagendra.
Game 1,
New,
slow control game.
new
Kung sino
Al
nakuha ng
Manok as
control,
well, you know?
wala. Tuloy-tuloy lang. Wala
Yeah,
masyadong
I mean, we've
explosive
heard of
coin
the
flip.
songs about it. I
Fights
don't
na
know where you can
nangyayari.
find it, but we've heard it.
Pero
So,
maybe yan
right
talagang
now,
place ng dalawang
Kagendra
team na to.
looking to really turn the tides. That was an impressive game 1. I like what I see. But
Okay,
then,
Boom
this
Esports
is Boom
choose the
Esports we're
blue
talking about.
side.
You don't
Grabing
count them
coach
out
ng
after one
Kagendra,
game.
nakakutentay. Ba't naglalag?
No, exactly. I mean, being
Stop.
top of the, being the
Boom banning the
star value
Lapu-Lapu.
ranking top.
So wala nang
second
Pei,
player,
Chicha,
going into this
Byron
one.
ang
We've had,
Kagendra.
very interesting sights on Boom as well. I mean, they have definitely
Boom,
been a
wala
team
silang
that really caught us
Arlie.
by surprise in KIC 2025,
Lapu.
as well as their countrymen
Sinasabi ko
team,
lang yung mga
Galactus
high prior na
International
pinik
as
na.
well. So I feel like if they want to
So
kind
they're
of
gonna ban the
continue this
Chicha.
this high ride,
Aye.
this high momentum at the moment,
Last
Boom
ban for
needs to
Boom.
try and win at least a round here of Kagendra, especially in game number 2. Because if it goes to
Parang may
2-0,
pang pwedeng i-pick eh.
Kagendra's gonna be riding
May
that
Dolya
high.
Yang dyan patong Kagendra.
Yeah, for sure. Momentum swing is going to be
Kasi
great. And I
di
feel
na
like
pwede
this,
piliin ng Boom
Kagendra
yung-
knew.
yung Dolya
I don't
ka-
think
ano eh,
they
Dolya
give
Yang dyan.
away things for free anymore, right? Because Kagendra, they got that lead early on in the first part of game number 1.
Mai is still
and
open,
it
but I don't
never
think
really seemed
people
to run
care
away
about
from
Mai
that
anymore
point.
unless you're a
So Boom
Malaysian.
Esports, they
Unless
need
you're
to start
Nova
figuring
pala.
things out here, and they will try
Or
with
kung
the first few bans going on to the Lapu-Lapu.
Hindi ko binaban lang yung Mai kung wala maisip na ban. Ay sige, ban na lang Mai.
Typically, as
Oy,
they've
what's
taken the
Boom Cooking?
Forge
They banned
Maiden
along.
off of the Gorge
Rao
already
Yin.
and used it once for Kagendra, they're looking to keep banning that one
Di
out
ba
as
Rao
well,
Yin,
as
eh,
we've
pwede pa
seen
mag-early tong
from
ano.
previous match
Baka na lang.
behaviors also.
Kagendra can also save the
Rao
early
Yin
for
as
later
well
games,
as
para
the
isipin lagi ng
Lapu-Lapu,
Boom.
the
Uy, may
Reapod,
pwede
that too
mag-early
being
to.
banned out here. As well
there's gonna
as
be the
Spark
Byron
Mace
ban, really.
Byron. They want to make sure that
So
they
pay
don't
is up.
pay Byron combo go
Pero
for
may
themselves on the
answers
side
pa
of
naman.
Esports.
Kukunin, well, di naman kailangan kunin yung pay agad.
I actually feel like
Since
Boom
bawal
Esports
na
might
mag-pay
try to
yung
go for the
Kagendra.
channel this game. But here's
So
the
what
thing.
is the prio pick
I
for
think
Boom?
even if Boom
Haya?
Esports goes for the
Okay.
channel, I think
think
Kagendra
Haya.
will win. So they'll start off with Haya here.
Mataas na yung ano niya. Pick prio.
The higher coming through, obviously didn't quite
Great utility, good wave clear.
give the victory for the side of THQ in
Esta,
the
there's
other
the
game.
Dolia.
Handling
Dolia
that one, but
for
this time around,
Kagendra,
they do
tapos
what I was
Dharma
expecting
blind.
Boom to do last game.
Kaya nila binan
Pick
yung
up the
Byron
Dolia
para
here, but also fleshing it out
hindi pwede
with the
mag-pay Byron
Marshall
dito sa
Monk
Dharma.
for Sole.
Okay, most likely
I like
third
this a
pick
lot
na Yang Jan for
because
Kagendra.
Boom can't pick the Yangjin again. No more Twilight for you. Bam pick
So,
Global
hindi
Bam
pwedeng
pick. This is the
agawin
beauty
ng
of it.
Boom kasi
So now
nag-Yang
Kagendra
Jan sila
knows
last
that there is
game.
a guarantee they will get the Yangjin here. Now it's about finding
finally,
out, okay,
there's
what
the
does
pay.
Boom Esports
Yep.
want to put
Feel
here?
ko good
And
yung
Boom
pay eh.
Esports, the answer is we're gonna do the same thing to you. We're gonna
Pag
dominate
nang-Yang
early.
Jan, tapos kami naman yung pay.
Yeah,
Out.
looks like
Oh, yeah, a lot of mobility being hovered by Boom. I like it.
Guan Yu as well as
Guan Yu
Tigress,
should have a free matchup against Dharma.
Let's see. I mean, how he did on the Fade, the Featherfoot, I didn't think it was that
Nice.
impressive.
Okay,
here for
finally, a
Carl, but
good
feel
draft
like
by
I have
Boom.
to
I
give
like it.
over to Senko, that was really kind of like.
So will
completely
Kagendra
taking his
force
mojo
the
out
Yang
of
Jan
him
or
there
will
with
they
obviously
pivot?
A lot of the crowd control, a lot of the pulls. So let's see if
They
he's
have
able
to go for the Yang Jan.
run wild.
Okay, now
with
Boom
the
Esports, they have the mobility.
Tigress, but now, obviously,
I
like you
like
were saying,
Boom 1, 2, 3 better.
Kagendra
Kasi pwedeng kunin na lang yung Haya yung Yang Jan or Dharma.
Okay, this is a position where
Kailangan na
Kagendra
lang
game
ng
plan is
Boom
very clear,
is
right?
bot
You get the
lane.
Twilight for the Yangjin, so Facial is definitely going to be diving like crazy.
So
with
Boom
the help
Esports,
of
binaban lang
Wu
nila
on
yung
the
mga
CC
pwede
Natalia.
pares.
Get the refresh in, try to get everyone on the side of
Yuan
Boom
out,
Esports near a
Yishin.
wall. And that's where, you know,
Anti-mobility.
Saul is just going to come
Solid
in with
picks
the
and
punches
Kagendra will
flying.
pick the Derenji.
But Boom Esports, where is this
Okay.
counter
Deny
initiative?
pick din yun eh para di makuha ni Danny. Kasi medyo
somewhere,
bosit
right?
yung Dharma
Obviously,
sa
they are
Derenji.
looking for okay, potential
And Derenji
for
also works on
here
the
for Raw.
Haya ult.
Mhm.
Uy, ayun na naman si Dro eh sa kanyang kui eh. Talagang may
Oh,
pinapractice
okay.
siya sa kui niya, legit.
He gets locked in.
Ayun na naman ang kui ni
Yeah,
Dro.
but you see the brow raise by Draw, you know he's confident on this hero. And
Check
Draw,
ping
I think
part
this is not
2,
the first
limit
time he
test
has
part
brought it
2.
up. We have seen the Kui in play.
May
It
Shiranui,
was
luck
pretty
for Kagendra,
successful, I
last
believe.
pick.
And I remember asking this question, which was, how accurate is your
Pero in
void
fairness,
caller
I still like
hooks?
Boom lineup
So far,
better.
Draw has been pretty impressive. He has
Pero Kagendra,
Got him,
they
then
have
hooked.
explosiveness in their lineup. Lalo na pag
He's
nakalamang
got them
si
hooks,
Mai
but he didn't get the
Shiranui.
victory kit.
Feel ko gumagana sa scrim yun, Kui.
So,
Sabi ni Coach Sisiget, last try mo ulit ha. Pag yan, di pa rin gumana, tago mo na sa baul. Hindi pa naman siya elimination series.
is he even
Pero
the
it makes
target at
sense.
this point, right? Because at this point, I think
Pag
we
power,
want to
ano
just
sila,
spoil the
power
game for
lanes,
Phase 2. I
para matakot
don't really
mag-face
think
check,
you need to care
kaya
about
hatak
Sun in
buff,
this
ganun.
part of the game. It's more of a
Aray,
we squeeze it out
Aray,
in the
grabe yung Mai
advantage.
Shiranui, 1v2, no problem, Giga Chad.
Have to wait and see, right? For Boom, obviously they are already down a point at this moment in time within this best of 5 against Kagendra.
Come on, bro.
So let's see
Pakita mo sa akin
how
kung
this
bakit
game number 2 unfolds here for Boom.
confident
Obviously
ka
going
mag-Kui.
for the Koi, a little bit more of an unconventional
Dire-diretso
support
lang.
pick that we've been
Ah, wala
seeing
pa
so
siyang hook.
far. Obviously
Nagana siya.
mainly been a big focus
alam kung
around
anong
about
skill
those
yan, skill
support tank picks. Yes, obviously Koi can be quite
Yung
tanky,
dabog.
but not quite to the same level as obviously the
Yun, level 2 na.
Lapu-Lapu or
Hatak!
the Liam
Yun
Pogo.
lang.
Okay,
Kala ko
that
papunta na sa
is,
bush eh.
Sean
Nakatingin
Draw did
siya
not
dun,
hit that
tapos
first
bigla
hook.
na nangahatak.
Miggy at the same time failing against Saule here. So it's looking once again like a
Favorite ni Draw
Kagendra
mag-Kui.
start. Even though Kagendra is trailing by about what, 100
Alos.
gold. Attempted hook,
Zero
not
out
gonna
of
hit
2,
again.
boss. Dire-diretso lang
I
yung
think we should have a
ano.
little tally on
Dolya
see
dun,
what actually do land here, but currently it's at a minus 100% here on these hooks hitting for now for Draw.
Minus
so we need
aura.
to start seeing some of those positive numbers come through.
Yeah, he needs a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more setup. And for
Nag-warm up
now,
pa,
Paul's gonna try
nag-warm
and
up pa.
provide that value on the other side of the map, right?
Importante
You may not
aurado
be
yung
able to get the
kalaban.
hooks, that's fine. Boom will try to get a direct
Kaya ulti
approach
sabay
through
hatak.
better
Ayan
rotations.
pala ang technique.
Hopefully for better rotations, Boom
Pag
trying to get some
pag
kind of
kinuha ng
advantage
haya yung
here.
yang
I
dyan,
mean, they do
wala
have
nang
the gold
pwedeng
lead for now,
sumalo ng
but
hook.
with a
Pero wait
hero
lang,
like
si
the
Miggy,
Pain into the
masama
jungle,
pwesto
you
niya,
should expect
pinagsasapak-sapak.
nothing less here, but
Naku.
Sole with the
Mali yung
the
ginawa
trip
yata niya dyan. Wala
launcher,
sila
and
mid
that's
Pryo,
it.
tapos nakamay
Ryujin
Shiranui pa.
from Senko getting the first blood.
First
over
blood
to the
for
side of
Kage.
Kagendra once again.
Hindi siya
What
matulungan
is
ni
this
Tropang
Kagendra,
Tatsuri at
man?
ni
This,
Carl.
I mean, we've seen Kagendra perform well, but not at this level.
Poke lang
Kagendra
sana
is
sa
definitely
buwan niya
bringing
yun eh.
it today. Look, yesterday, was it yesterday? No, the day before, it was IKL's day. They won every single game against the PKL representatives.
Dito sa
Today,
buwan niyo.
it looks like they want to keep that trend up.
Eh kung nag-hook flash
You wanna
ka,
keep the trend
pwede
up?
ba
Exactly. I
ma-cleanse
mean,
yung
definitely
hook?
with the live.
Yun, the wakas, take the Lord.
Okay, there we go.
Finally.
We got one successful hook here. But Lou, I feel
Kaso
like he
wala.
was baiting that hook, don't you feel like?
Tumalon
Like that
lang
was
yung
a little bit
Serena,
too
men.
kind of like
Gelang. Confidence yan, at
suspicious
least
just to be
tumama
out
na yung
in the
isa.
open. He knew Draw was looking for
Pero
it.
gets ko naman, pagka-hatak,
You know
mag-ulti
why?
si Danny,
Because,
wasak
that
agad.
actually took Draw out of the experience.
Kaso,
So Draw did
kailangan
not hit
tumama.
level 4.
Yan ang draw, yan ang
And
catch.
now, this even though Draw has hit level 4 at this point, he needs to recalibrate and get a brand new hook. Not as easy as it sounds.
No, not
Uy,
quite.
may
as easy
nagulti
as
sa
obviously
gitna.
we are seeing
Magsusuntukan,
Duel
haya
in the
pati
shadow
may.
realm right
Lamang
now
yung
between
haya.
the mid lane. This is
Wasak,
actually looking like
solo
a bit
bolo.
of a favor of Tatsuri. He does get a pick
Uy.
up there as well. So
Grabe ka naman, Tatsuri.
quick answer for the side of Boom Esports. They are now
Sinulong
back
lang yung
in the
may na
race
ganun.
in terms of the kills,
Okay,
but
okay.
Kagendra have taken the lead ever so
Confidence.
slightly with the gold.
Right, so Kagendra
May draw.
now. Let's see, what else can they do? Draw, I mean,
Gusto niya,
even if he
kanina
gets
pa
the
niya gustong
hook here,
hatakan
when
yung
Feishi
Dolly, ano,
goes
sabi-
into
ayun na,
the heaven
speaking
and
of which,
earth
wala.
mode, it doesn't,
Hindi pa din
doesn't matter.
tumama. Nakita ko sa gilid ng mata ko.
No, it doesn't matter at all. Exactly.
Okay, Danny with the ult.
It's going to be pretty much all she wrote
Pretty
there. But
confident.
right now, obviously,
Another one
we are seeing a bit of a
goes
push down to
wide.
the bot side of the map. We haven't quite yet got that
Okay lang yan.
4-minute
You
mark,
missed
which is
the-
creating
you
that
missed
little
the hooks
bit
that you
of,
don't take.
premature pressure for the
Uy,
side of
uy,
Boom
uy, uy, si
Esports.
Carl.
He's
Aray,
looking
aray,
to
aray,
go
aray.
for
Nayang Gaming.
That tyrant, but
Ni laser,
oh,
laser.
looking
Aray.
like he's a bit of a
Oops,
worse
sayang.
aware right now.
Ayaw
Having to
talaga kumapit.
Get the shield away for that
Ayaw
second
talaga
skill.
kumapit, men. Ayaw kumapit yung
Ideal
kuwi
at
ni
this
Draw.
point. So Kagendra, they once again they have a decent positioning. They're not really up there in terms of gold just yet, but they have prior positioning over this tyrant, of which they're just gonna give it up straight away. Interesting.
So they are going to give it up, right? Obviously, we do see that
Iusan na lang
Bayshire is
talaga.
on the opposite
Ayun,
side of the
ayan
map. You know
pala,
what? I'm gonna make sure I
okay.
get all my
Ayan ang
tasks
technique.
first, all my camps come through, and then
Okay,
maybe
okay, okay.
we'll look to go towards either the Overlord or
Ganun,
just
konting
look for a
ganun pa,
team
konting
fight.
ganun
Because
pa.
the Overlord, especially
Tatsuri with the rotation. Oy, nandito
the
na rin si
latter
Miggy.
version,
5
or
months,
the
4 months
earlier
strong.
version, sorry,
Pero
hasn't
nakaramdam.
been really given much prior
May
here from
mahatak.
any of these teams today at all.
Wala, wala,
Yeah,
wala.
because
Walang hook check, walang
Even
hook
if
check.
it's a slight advantage, right? The slight advantage is that it naturally wins against the wave of minions, but you don't really get too many hits on the turrets, if any. And you're putting yourself at risk here because you might put yourself
Ayun
at
na,
risk of getting
wala
caught.
pa din.
Now, tempted hook by Draw, but Lou knows exactly what he's waiting for. Draw, they don't know he's here.
Yun lang, yung yan dyan.
They
Masyado
don't know
kang
he's here,
humarap,
but
buddy.
Bayshire made
Hindi
himself
na siya
aware,
nakalabas
and
ng
there's a
kanyang
takedown
ano,
onto
katawan,
Draw,
men.
which is another kill going up to the side
Feel
of
ko higup
Kagendra
niya
there,
yung
looking
dyan.
for a potential, a
Yan
little
din
bit
ang plano
more
niya,
of a
no?
lead down to the bot side
Kaso,
of the map,
ang
but
bilis
now it's
mamatay.
gonna be
Wait lang,
Sole
napako
going
si
2
Miggy
for 1
dito, pero
against
si Carl,
Miggy
free
But
hit ang
now,
kanyang pay, pero
Senko
makunat.
comes to uneven those odds.
Pwede free hit
The
na free hit sa
the
Carl, pero
Trucent just
nakalahati
misses
pa lang
out.
buhay nila.
That would have been a nice chunk of damage onto Sole.
Yeah, but
Pero in fairness, wala,
like
hindi
the
pa naman
fact
ganun
that,
kalamang yung
this
Kage.
situation happens because let me bring
Same
you back
goal
to
nga lang eh.
that moment you were talking
Oh,
about. Lou,
may
right?
hold
Was he
up na
baiting?
naman. Sino
I
nakuha?
think he was, and that was definitely a
Si
big
Yang
concern
dyan,
as
aray,
well
yun
right
lang.
now in
Yan
this
ang
middle lane
papasalamat si
matchup.
Tropa.
It's not looking good.
Thank you
Tatsuri
very much,
gets the
sabi ni
catch, but
Peishi.
gets taken out, and feels like this game number 2 is
Nakaano
once
pa
again
naman,
going
Red
to
Smite
start
si Peishi. Ayun na.
spiraling out of control.
Gangster na to,
for-
gangster na. May
Yeah,
nahatak.
doesn't have to
Kaso
happen
si
as well there,
Sidestep
but
lang.
that's going to be the Crimson Golem. Actually, just going to the side of Boom, but it's going to be the takedown of Draw. So Draw does fall, but it means that Carl's able to
Okay lang, okay lang,
maintain
okay
that Crimson Golem.
Stay
So
positive.
I feel like there's ways we could
Di
look
pa
at
naman
that,
lamang
that
yung
actually
Kage
goes
na
in
masyado.
favor of
Ngayon
Boom
pa lang
here,
sila
but
lalamang.
overall,
Kasi
obviously the
mababasag na
gold
yung mid
lead
ng
being in favor of
Boom.
Kagendra, you can make an argument
Tas
that
sa nagaw
not
pa yata
quite
yung
as
blue. Hindi
well
ko alam,
of
may
a
naku, balik
trade
kayo.
here.
Oh, nagaw
If
pa.
nothing else had
Hindi
happened,
si Carl.
maybe that was the case. But now they lose a T1 in the mid. They
Uh-oh.
lose the Azure buff to
Boom.
face
Question
over
mark
that
ping.
smite battle with Carl as well. In fact, Carl didn't
are
even
they-
have the chance to use a smite there, which
are
means
they
Kagendra, they're winning
limit
on
testing
all
this
cylinders
group
again.
stage?
Once they get the lead, is not that big, but you
Yun,
know what's gonna happen in
Ultima.
a couple of minutes. Nice hawk.
Kaso, yun lang, pinlalasyan lang.
The ulti being expanded there by Draw.
Ang
That's not
bagal
quite what you wanted, especially when nothing was
Sayang
gained from
kung
it as
kailan
well.
ano na eh,
And,
bingo na eh,
whilst
no?
all that's happening, you can see the Zaan's top side of the map here as well.
Pwede
Looking
pala
to go for a
mag-react
bit
yung
more
kalaban pag
macro play.
hindi siya
Looking to try
insta.
and open up these side lanes, whilst the rest of Boom are just kind of trying to find some kind of
Dash, ano lang eh,
some
dash,
kind of
dash out
crumbs
lang,
from the side of
chill na.
Kagendra.
Nag-flash pa naman si
have
Draw
to say
para
this,
humabol.
Kagendra,
Kaso
what is
double
this team?
flash
This
yung
team
Dharma eh.
is-
Double
But
dash.
it's blown my mind. They're playing really well. Like solely to
They are.
understand that hey,
Oh.
there is a chance that I'm getting hooked.
Ginagawa lang ng
I set my
Kagendra
flash,
dito.
but not just having the
Pinapunish lang nila
flash
yung Boom eh.
because he
Pag
knows
may
that Draw has
may
it as
ginawa
well.
silang
He uses his first
kalokohan.
skill along the flash to dash right out of
Yun!
range, which
Kaso yung
overcommits
dyan,
Draw.
yun,
Look
sinasayad
at this
pa
again,
lang yung
face, so
ulti niya.
he's fine.
No, absolutely fine, but
Oh
not
my
fine.
God, thank
is
you.
gonna be
Sabi ng
Draw
Yang
there
Jan,
as
thank
he
you.
gets
Oy,
taken down by
Miggy.
Facia. Michi does come in with a
Tapos
bit of cavalry, but it's going to be that status that comes
Tenko.
through here, saving
Dahil-
Senko. So, not even a kill onto the side of Boom. That's
Ito
going
na
to be a double
yung masakit.
kill
Ito na
going
yung
to the side
masakit.
of Kagendra.
Parang it's time to hide the
It just
Kui.
has, he takes the T1 top side of the map as well.
Or ano,
like you
Boom
said,
or
kid, this
sandbagging.
Kagendra, I
Boom
mean,
or
this is a
sandbagging Groupstage.
different team.
Yo, what did they have for dinner? I mean, look, they
Home soil
used
diff?
every single available ability on the side of Boom, knowing that they can change their tides. But Kagendra always had one other move to just one-up them at any point.
Has destroyed a tower.
They did, and speaking of one-upping, they get the T2-1 down into
In
the mid
fairness,
lane there as
if
well. So
ever
once
na
again, Kagendra are definitely
Maraming
solid that place
tumatama
as
ni
the
kay kay Draw.
supreme team in game
Their
number
lineup
2. I mean,
would
yes,
make
there is
sense,
ways that could get Boom
guess.
can come back here. They're only
Kaso,
behind by around about
yun ang pinakamahirap na parte din,
2.6k
patamaan yung
gold
hook eh.
lead, which isn't kind of like
Hindi ko
beyond
naman
the
sinasabi
pale at
bobo
this
si
point, but
ano lang,
what you're going to
mahirap
be
talaga
looking out
mag-hook
for
sa
is that
Kui.
Carl is going to start to slowly fall off here, especially the fact that he's not able to kind of like outscale, out XP,
Kaya
or
walang
even
gumagamit
maybe
sa kanya.
out gold Facia.
Lahat ng hinok
I
niya,
mean, that was
dash lang
the
eh.
win condition, right? That was
Yung
what
Dolya nga,
Kagendra showed
naka-purify,
us
di pa niya
in the
nagagamit
previous
kahit
game.
isang
Number
beses
one,
eh.
right?
Pero
When
sa
you have
bagay,
to
maganda
pay,
na yung purify
you need to
sa
make sure you're ahead
Haya.
of the Yangtze, because Yangtze
Works
doesn't
on
farm
Haya
as
as well.
fast. But Kagendra, the way they play this has been phenomenal. This game number 2, they're
Walang
showing you
tapo na galaw
exactly
yung Kagendra,
how
no?
to
Sobrang
play
ano.
against a pay.
Red team has destroyed
Exactly,
a
yeah.
tower.
How to
Disciplinado lang,
dismantle the
disciplinado.
Tigers itself here. Obviously, trade for the
Oh,
T1 to
basag yung
T2
tier 1
down to
top,
the bottom
basag
side
yung
of the
tier
map here
2
as well. I
niya.
feel like this is just kind of like a little bit of a minor victory
Okay,
here for
vision
Boom
check.
as they just
Mike,
try and
kita niyo yung
reclaim
Guan Yu.
some kind of gain,
Tamang
some
ano
kind of
lang po.
ground here against Kagendra.
Yeah, it feels like
Basic
Boom has
HOK
no
lang
answers.
ginagawa ng ano.
Kagendra has more
Kagendra.
questions at this point. and
Okay.
Oh, they
Pag
stole
tumama
away
yung
the
first kill niya,
insurance. Wow.
papasok niya ng
Trilight
papasok.
goes in.
Uy,
Facia
yun!
just trying to put the pressure on with the ultimate
Wala
there.
lang.
We did see
At least
Draw was
tumama.
able to actually get the hook though, but Lu survives to live another day.
Di pa ready,
He knows
di
that
pa
he's
ready
fine, right? Because
Romesco.
at this point, as you just saw, he has both his first and second
Hmm.
skill. Even if you get the hook and the ultimate from Draw, all you have to do is to stun him after the initial, iframe, and you interrupt his
Yeah.
ultimate entirely.
Exactly, his ultimate gets completely scuffed here onto the side of Boom. I mean, to be
yeah,
honest,
they're
it's
stuck
a
in the
really
base, guys.
hard one to really pull
We're
off. You've
just
got to really
dying.
try and like
We're
counter,
just slow
or
bleeding
at
every game,
least
guys.
rely on another kind of crowd control, right? Maybe
Low
look at
kill,
trying to get
macro,
Midget to try and like,
control.
lead the rest
Pag
of
may
the side of the
nagkamali,
game into, and
punish.
then you pop open your ultimate there for a draw on the Koi, but
Kagendra
none of that's
playing
really
so well
happened
also,
here, and
in
it's a lot of
fairness.
moving parts, hence why it's failing here, but Carl looking for a bit of a saving grace to try and steal away their Azure Golem.
Yeah, I think this is a completely different Kagendra. Coach Reflect, I think he's done his homework to an
Easy
absolute
overlord.
T here. They know that, hey, this
Double
is the available
objectives by
option for the side
Kagendra.
of Boom. We can let them have
Carl tried to
the
split
Azure
push
Golem,
bot.
that's
Op,
fine.
nakita
But,
nila.
as a team,
Pero
when we start
nakita
to
din.
be team fight, we're 3,000 gold ahead. Here comes a wraparound.
Miggy, buying
Ow.
time. Nako, si Carl pala nakita nila. Finla siya ng Dharma. Di na nag-ulti.
Wins now.
Alam niya,
Carl
freebie
gets
na yun.
taken down. It's actually going to be the Azure Golem going
Hindi
up
na
to
bait ni
Sule
Miggy.
for what
Sabi
is
ni Miggy,
left of
puntahan
what
niyo
that
ako.
matters, but the
Wala.
Vanguard top side of the
Nakita
map
na,
here
oy,
as
may
well.
pay dito. Beef
Looking
sabay
to get that
tayo.
finishing touch onto the T2.
Doon, naipit si Carl.
And excuse me, I thought, Feisu was pretty tanky. He probably has like a lot of builds on him.
Kaya yung hatak
He
niya
just
na lang.
completed his Dragon Rage. This
Di
is
na
not
sila
even his
kinakabahan
final
sa hatak,
tanky
no? Pag
form.
nakatak,
And look
okay
at the
lang.
rewards now.
Papahatak lagi yung
Kagendra have
Dolya.
a tier 3 taken at the 11 and 20-second mark. This is going to hurt for Boom.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a big hurt for Boom here as they try to defend the top. Actually, no. It's going to be Senko trying to get the push here onto the top side of the map with a Shadow Vanguard. But you've got 2 lanes being pushed in right now, Kin. Boom has to survive some kind of defense.
I don't think they can do it. This is a 3T3 at the top. There is still more to be had.
Isang malupit na hook lang sa Vibers.
So more to be
Kaya ba
had.
natin yan?
The pulling of the Vanguard was a really
Nantay
good
ko
call
ngayon,
here by Draw, but it does mean
Kaso
that
wala na
that
silang
team
base, eh.
3 into
Guys,
the
wala
mid
na
lane
tayong
does get
base.
opened up,
Ayun,
unfortunately. Not quite the
No!
result they wanted. They just
Ayaw
wanted to
talaga
wipe out the
tumama,
Vanguard,
guys.
But now
The
all
hook is
they
not
have
hooking.
is that crystal laid bare here for Kagendra. Kagendra looking to do this sub under 15 minutes.
Yep, this is a very scary potential. All they need is a jump in from Solid to slam them against the wall, and the Hellhound is well from side of phase 2.
Kaso wala, nagka-lens flash lang.
Ooh, there he goes. He dashes out of the ultimate, flashes out of the ultimate this time
Try
as
to
well.
buy
But
time sa
a very
backline, kaso
nice
wala.
cancellation
Pinunit
there
lang siya,
onto
Yang
Draw,
Jan is back.
really mitigating the impact
Will
going
not
through here
connect
for
once
Boom
again.
Esports. And Midgie going down, it means they're able to keep the base alive, but they're down a member.
I mean, they've shown you that their masterclass at this point. Kagendra, every single option that Boom are exploring, completely shut down. They can't get me. The hooks are on Draw.
Pinatulog na lang yung Kui, guys.
There he goes. A
Last
lot
hook pa
coming
na
through
yan,
here.
and
Solly's
that's
going
gonna
to
be a
die here, but he's
very
going to die
clean
for the
game number 2 na
victory.
naman for
Kagendra
KAGE.
gets game number 2.
Wala pa tayong fighting spirit today, ah.
That's really quick. I did not expect this.
Damn,
Look, I don't
KAGE
mind
with
being
another
wrong,
clean
man.
game.
This
Teams was like,
Oi,
"Alright,
game number
let's,
3.
Let's give them what they don't
Boom
want.
Esports,
And
they need
let's
to
get
show
them
something
off.
today.
Right now,
Or hayaan lang natin ibigay ito.
Game number 3 here.
Bawi na ng
Looking to
playoffs.
Get that win against Boom Esports.
Wala tayong makitang wala tayong nakukuhang momentum,
ah. Presents for you, and you won't like this
Wala
one.
pa tayong napapanood na team fight yata, eh.
This is do or die because this is the series point for the side of Kagendra, and it's not looking too spicy at this
Parang
point because Boom.
hindi ko alam ba kills
While they have
natin
taken
last
away the
game.
higher, which I
Dalawa?
think would have been a great pick for Senko at
Parang
this
wala pa
point.
yata tayong 5 kill this
They
series,
have
ah.
picked up Chicha on the side of Kagendra.
Slow,
options are
calm,
limited
collected
for
lang,
Boom Esports here.
Kagendra.
Yeah, Santa Sax looking for. They're going to get some
Na-out
explosive
macro
picks
ang ating
out
macro
on this
team.
one within this BP between Kagendra and Boom. I mean, looking like the
Okay,
higher
okay.
and the Parasola here, both
There's
being
the
banned
all-in
out.
for
On the side of Boom, they don't want to give that
Danny.
one over. But finally, Danny gets one of
No more
his,
pay for
attacker
both
picks off the
sides.
bomb blade here, which
Luna is still
explosive.
up. Dharma used by Kagendra. They're gonna get the Zhangfei Chano instead.
Balance this out as we know it. It's definitely going to
Okay,
be the Chano. This
Kagendra
is a very
just
difficult matchup
choosing
for
chill
the
picks
Loom.
all
The
around.
pack leader, obviously,
Hindi pa sila
with the
nagsispecialize
help
sa
of the
isang
souls
comp.
of his wolves, will provide
How will
multi-targets
Boom play
against this Danny Lung. And to aid him, it's going to be Lu in the roam.
Ano pa ba meron ng Lian po na lang.
Yes, again, back to the tank.
And
being
there's
tank
my
method into the,
okay,
into
Boom.
the support
They want
roles
to
here
look for
once
some
again.
proactiveness.
He's actually looking to pick up the Fire Ninja for himself here. And
Just lock the Fire Ninja, bro.
Maybe looking to go
Manalo
back
matalo,
for
at least may
great
nangyayari.
team-orientated draft here by the
We're
side
just
of
dropping dead.
Boom Esports.
Without a fight.
Do we consider
There's gonna be the Jing
Yuban
kasi iba
combination
yung
for the side of
mga
Boom Esports? Is that something
ibang
that
carry
they
jungle.
would like to consider? But I think it would be a great idea now. But
Kagendra,
Kagendra, you know,
going
they
with
double
the
down.
carry.
They want the huge burst potential. The Broken Mirage, Jing is going to be picked up, and he started the first man with the Dharma ban.
Okay, yung mga pwede manghuli sa kanya.
Ooh, okay, yep, Dharma ban. Obviously,
Kulang
Soleil does
natin,
not want to
Clash
go get
Lane,
that one
jungle,
for
kulang na
himself.
Kagendra.
So obviously, Clash Lane, what we're looking
Mid
at cooking here as well.
and
Maybe potentially the
Clash.
Martial
Both
Genius
Clash
rather
Lane
than Martial
kulang.
Monk maybe here for Kagendra.
So, Boom
Or,
Esports,
like you
pwede
say,
sila magban ng mga pwede mong buwisit dito
depends if they
sa
look to go for
sa Mai,
the,
I guess.
Wang here onto the side of Boom
Kailangan
Esports.
number 1 on the list talaga is makagalaw si
No,
Tatsuri dito. Wow, really, ladies, eh? Sa bagay, low econ kasi. Pwede nga mag-Shito Kagendra.
And
there's gonna be the blind Charlotte.
with insane mobility and a lot
Okay.
of gap closing abilities.
So Miggy, ayun na. There's the
The Rose Fence
secret
has come
Fuzi
through
counter
here as
pick
well.
and the
Okay,
Carl. Uy,
Futsu
tagal ko na
as
di
well
nakita to,
as
ah.
the Soul Guide, one of Carl's favorite picks
The
here.
Carl
It's the jungle, but Migi
Augran.
here, he loves this pick, right? Obviously,
Okay, this is
KIC
more
had some great
playable, no?
performances on this one,
Finally, we have some
especially
early game
looking to get a
fighting.
lockdown onto that backline.
Why
Charlotte?
Sage?
No,
Yun
not
pala
Charlotte.
pangalan ni Fuzi.
Angela? Scorchet?
Isang ulti lang ni Miggy, kahit saan dyan, mapupunit.
Potentially.
Wag lang Zhangfei,
I mean, that
syempre.
would be great here into the mid lane, right? I mean, we've already seen one
Gagamitin ito.
masterclass, but no.
Oh, really?
Looks like
Nagluwa.
Kagendra Senko's looking for a little bit
Naka-double
more
carry
long
na
range
sila.
here. They look to go and lock in the Celestial, which is none other than
Ooh, that's good.
Whoa.
I like our lineup, low-key.
Right, so this is really just
Syempre, mas malakas Kagendra late game, pero kaya natin butasin sa early yan.
That is a good. Just
Okay, we need
the kit
Tatsuri to be
available, I
online.
think Kagendra might face some issues if they're behind on farm or even equal on farm.
We may not have the
against Boom
strongest
Esports.
early game,
I think
Lian
Boom
po.
Esports would do
It's
well
fine,
for
I guess.
themselves to be
We have
able to get
Augran,
that
which is
initial
good.
goal lead, or even the EXP lead.
Maybe play for level 4 and then gank top, farmin yung Charlotte.
Exactly that, but it's gonna be game number 3. This could be match.
There we go,
point
there we
here
go.
for Kagendra.
Nice.
If
Aura
Blue
farming.
does
Yun
not
lang,
pick
nice
up
dodge by
themselves
Senko.
from the bootstraps here, but it looks like
Clean yung
Tatsuri
sidestep
is
niya
looking
na sa
forward to kind of
boomerang.
just put a bit of pressure on into the enemy jungle, trying
Okay,
to get a bit
flag
of vision
ceremony.
on where the Jing is
Kaso,
starting.
mas matagal yung shield ng Kage. Aray, nag-level 2 pa.
Okay, this is
Oh.
at least in the mid lane starting to feel a little bit more boom-like. Put a lot of aggression onto Senko, which is what we expected. Meanwhile,
That's
Kagendra
it,
actually doing well
nice.
for themselves at the bottom side of the map here. With
Baboy
the
out.
shields and
Okay,
life
Danny.
between Lu and Zan.
Aray.
Yep, Lu and Zan just looking
Out
trying to
of-
get a bit of an
nah,
advantage
fog of
here,
war, si
especially
boss.
trying to get the fire wing into the bot side of the map here. Just give over
Still.
more,
Nakuha ng Zhangfei.
okay, we didn't go over.
Pero
it. We
nasa
didn't go
chunk
over to the
naman.
side of,
Meron naman
Kagendra
tayong
there
topside
as well,
wish,
so they were able to
Pryo.
actually maintain that one for themselves, and obviously
Okay, Carl
space right
covering
top
mid
side of the map,
lane.
it does go over the boom. So just kind of like mitigating
Looking
these
good,
small
looking
trades
good.
for
Di
these
niya
small
ginamit
camps at the
yung-
moment. So you can kind of already see that
Yung anime
Boom
skin line.
are
Ganda na
definitely
ganda ng
trying
latest skin ni
a little
Augran,
bit
ah.
more harder with this game number 3.
Yeah, they definitely are, but curiously, you know what, Carl is kind of slow down in farm against the likes of Facial.
we should have priority this early game, no?
He's about close to
So,
halfway
nasa atin
there
na kung
at level
gagawa tayo
5.
ng early play.
And until Miggy gets that level
Kung
4,
Kage,
there
puro
is
sila
no
scaling
catch.
lang.
He
Oh.
can't
Ayan,
do
ang
much.
gusto ko. Yan.
Knock up.
Okay na yan. Kahit pitik-pitik lang.
Bit of knock about there on
Yun
the
lang, may
Senko
Jing.
there. He's got to be
Oh.
careful. Obviously, he's not going to be quite
Sayang,
as
nag-flash na pala si
agile as
Tats
he
dun, no?
should be.
Hindi man lang nag-flash yung...
As he has been on the past
Muwa.
few heroes here other than the...
Ayun, nag-flash yung Charlotte. Pwede na yun. Lag!
sure you just paid attention because obviously the newer here, Senko's hero in this game of 3 is more of a late game hero. So they're going to try and maybe pace Kagendra into the late game here if they're looking for
Tatsuri
that,
getting the left side. Carl
win.
getting the right side.
Very late.
Nakita
game,
na yung
by the
nasa
way.
baba yung Jing.
Senko
Yung
is
Nuwa
still level
naka-cover
3,
lang kung sakali
Tatsuri,
maging
with all
beat
the
sa blue.
steals that are happening as well, he is already hit
Happy na
level
full.
5. In the meantime, you know, Senko, he's trying to provide a
Binibigay
different
na
kind of
limit
value,
Pryo.
right? He may not win the
Walang di
lane
kaya.
and wave
Di ba
clear,
si Carl
but he can
nag-ano
help
na?
to move
Movie
the
boots.
jungling speed much faster for Face, who is currently at level 5.
Oh, puli ka. Walang flash yan. Yun lang, medyo di nag-sync ng konti, pero should be enough.
Top side of the map here, the
Nice.
Rose Spencer is going to be taken down.
Kaso si
Tatsuri
Draw, what
gets
happened
the
in the
first
bot
blood,
side?
but maybe traded
Napasobra.
out here for
Uy,
Draw,
sayang.
but
Uncle
flash
Breaker,
lane for,
mabubuhay pa yata siya.
the farm
May
lane
shield,
here,
kinakagat ng
the
mga
support
aso.
here
Nag-level
could
up pa nga,
potential.
oh. Sayang.
Okay, he's just about to get
Kala
on the
ko,
board, doesn't quite
it's
keep
time.
himself
Pero Danny,
alive, and then
wow,
right away,
worth.
wow, the Zan
Sabi ni Draw,
with
worth.
the flaming palms, he
Baited.
gets melted.
Okay, not bad.
Okay, this
Winning
is
both
what he
sides.
needs
Oh,
to do,
nakita
right?
yung
And
Jing,
Tatsuri,
Tatsuri,
he
wala
has
pa
eyes. This
ulti.
could be a
Yun lang,
huge
tumama
burst
yung
moment.
boomerang niya. Kaya makakatakas yung Jing
Huge
dito.
burst moment here for the
At
side of
masasmite pa nga.
Tatsuri,
Wow,
looking to try
grabe
to
naman
get
si
the-
Feishi dito.
Oh, they tried the steal.
Napakalinis naman yung
but
ginawa
Feishi
niya.
gets it.
Yeah, look, this guy has
Na-chunk
just
na
been
nga siya, tapos
steadily
kaagaw pa niya
improving,
yun.
right? I think I
Okay.
like the growth that I
Okay, bro.
see on Face.
Oh, kayo na, palong-palumin. Ay, pero nandito yung Dian po nagdadabog.
Again, the move
Kaso,
may be bought out
wala,
here.
di naabutan yung ano,
The
Jinx.
annihilation as
Sinasayawan
well.
lang.
Definitely painted a wrong way of pain onto the side of Boom Esports. But it still doesn't mean that they are losing their lead just yet, right? Obviously, Boom definitely trailing ever so slightly ahead in terms of the gold and the kills for now.
Yeah, the curious thing
not
right
the
now
best
is
series
that
for
actually
Draw
the
so
gold
far.
lead is much more
Not gonna lie.
favored towards the side of Face in the jungle department, which isn't exactly ideal. What's happening with Tatsuri and Senko though in the mid lane matchup, this is exactly what is supposed to happen based on the draft. But then Senko's a little bit
Tyrant
too
is
close
up.
in terms of gold.
Mukhang tayo pa nga
This is
magbibigay
not
ng
supposed to
Tyrant,
happen.
ah.
Boom should have a
Wow,
big
we're gonna
lead,
try to go
especially
for a
in the
top
mid
play.
lane for Tatsuri.
Kaso mabait yung Charlotte. Grabe,
Potentially, yeah, but I mean,
disiplina.
that
Di siya
is
lumalabas,
obviously-
men.
If we're honing in on one lane,
Binibait
what's gonna
sana ni
happen to
ano
the
eh,
rest of them,
binibait
right?
sana ni
Obviously,
Miggy
we
eh.
saw it.
Pag
Kagendra
lumapad
knows
yung Charlotte,
the
ulti,
position
sabay
themselves, right?
kill
Obviously,
plus
they've
tower.
played the game as well, so they know that if they
Disciplined.
try and slow Tatsuri down by
Disciplined
obviously
by,
enhancing
Saul
the farm
E.
elsewhere on their team, it's kind of going to mitigate that impact of
Hindi na
Tatsuri.
napapagtripan yung Charlotte.
Oh, here.
Lumalabas lang
See
siya
within
pag
the
nakikita
murder
na si Carl tsaka si
There's a lot of
Tatsuri.
damage
O,
as well
tinan
as
mo dun.
Tatsuri trying to get the knock up onto Facia. It just looks like a bit of
Pogi
a
siya
pillow
if you
fight
look at
right
the
now.
map.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's
Pag
possible
nawawala
in
na
your
sila,
dreams, right?
oops,
Trying to
kalma
knock
lang.
up a Jing in her
Masaya na kasi
own
siya basta
mirror
same gold
domain,
sila, okay na eh.
your
Tingnan mo, same
timing has to
gold
be extremely
Hindi ko naman
spectacular
kailangan
to
lumamang
have
dito
that
eh.
happen.
Kailangan ko lang di
Right, for
mamatay.
now, Kagendra keeping pace with Boom.
Scaling
I
naman
mean, neck
si
and neck in terms of
boss.
gold. And now the true target is what happens in this farming. Danny has not
Linis ng
been
macro
caught
ng Sage.
yet. Zan has
Sage,
recovered
guys.
with 1 kill of his own. So they're neck and neck in terms of farm.
I mean, it depends on what kind of knuckle we mean about Jing in my dreams, but
Malinis
we'll
na
leave
macro,
that table
tapos
that
may
talk for another
mechanics pa, no?
time. But Kagendra's
Lahat
on,
nagko-cover,
yeah. I
walang
mean, once again,
random na
Danny,
naliligaw.
like you said, hasn't quite been caught out here.
Lahat
Zan
may
is actually
kasama.
XP a
Oops,
level
bro.
ahead, ever so slightly to Boom,
Okay.
Danny. But right now, it's pretty much anyone's game here, because obviously the gold is pretty
Pero
much
may
neck
mga
and neck.
chances sana
Literally about
mapapunish
100
ng
gold
Boom, no?
difference right now.
Okay, that's-
Definitely, Boom turning up the heat here. They're definitely meeting Kagendra in this game number 3.
Yeah, but I feel like
Papakita
this
lang
is
sila
a
kapag
benefit to
lamang sila sa
Kagendra.
tao eh, no?
Because Boom is supposed to have
Okay.
a decent
lang
lead,
sila
right?
nag-overextend.
Carl is supposed to be that
Tapos tingnan mo
mega
yung Charlotte,
tank.
kahit
Tatsu's supposed to get the
kaya niya,
knocked up
kaya niya.
setup
Ayun na,
for
nag-flash.
50 kills.
Yun,
Here we go.
kailangan.
Ultimate landed
May
down.
mapapatay ba tayo? Nandiyan si Tatsuri, dito mama-boomerang, matutulak pa niya, matutulak niya. Kaso si Miggy 1 HP na lang at napatay pa nga si Miggy dito. Oh my goodness, grabe naman yung mechanics nito. Na-dodge pa yung mga boomerang ni Tatsuri, 1 HP at naputulak lang.
The emergence
Oh
from
no,
Seiko
try
is
natin gumawa ng
beautiful.
play kaso wala,
Oh,
may
different
kamay
class
din yung
altogether.
Kage.
Carl now will not have to give his life for this one, but he will be pushed back, which means there
Magandang
is a
micro
potential for
ng
the
ano,
T1 take in the
Charlotte
mid
doon.
as well.
Maiwasan yung
That's just for the
boomerang
T1
ng
take in
ano.
the mid as well. Also, I
Ay.
mean, T1 gets taken down, obviously traded for the side
Pero
of
at least nakuha natin yung
Kagendra's
victory sa baba, kahit
farm lane T1
papaano.
as well. So there is some equal trades
Kaso
going along here
2v1 tayo ni
after
Bossing.
that 2 kills going to the side of Kagendra. But once again, it's just kind of just
Nice try na
just
lang sa boom.
nullifying any kind of lead that Kagendra's trying to ensue here.
Mga ganun angle na lang nakikita ng boom.
I
Para
beg to differ
kanina
for
pa
this
sila
one.
gustong gumawa ng
We've
play
seen what
pero
Kagendra can do
sobrang
with a
ano to.
lead, and let me
Disiplinado.
remind you, this is a 1,000 goal lead. Exactly the same formula we have seen in game number 1 and game number 2.
Walang
And if
tapon.
Kagendra has been,
Walang
is going to play
pwede.
the same way they
Jing
played in
Naughty
game
naman
1 and
nag-guide
2. I feel
Frostcar.
like this is a great start. for
Frostcar is
them.
the new meta.
Trades are happening. T1
Frostcar
top for
every
the bottom,
hero.
so that's going to be
Destroyed a tower.
even Stevens. Kagendra
Pero
now. I think the
pag
next
mga
team
ganitong
fight
feel
will
ko, masaya
decide
na
what
ako
the
sa
fate is for both teams.
Yan o, even trade.
It looks like here that
Trade na lang
just trying to go
kung
for the
nahirapan tayo gumawa
enemy's
ng play.
Crimson Golem potentially here.
Kaso
Taking
nga lang,
down from the
late
side
game
of
is late
Boom.
game. Nahirapan
If
tayo.
it gets that T2
Talaga.
down to the bot side as well, trading again. They're just living, playing the game of even Stevens right now.
Yeah, this is like
Di gagana
extremely
ang
high level,
textbook
right?
gaming
It's
dito
not
sa ano,
really about the
Kage.
big, messy
Kailangan
fights
natin ng
that Boom wants to
explosiveness.
have. Kagendra is more of like, we'll
Hindi rin makahuli si
play
Tatsuri
pace
na
for pace,
maayos.
right? You want to take the T1s? Let's trade. You want to take
He's
the
trying,
T2s?
trying.
Let's trade.
Kaso, di niya nakuhuli.
Absolutely.
Wala
I
pa
mean,
siyang
they're
yata,
definitely
wala pa yata siyang
in the
clean
work of
combo eh.
trade right
Ay
now,
no,
but Kagendra definitely
Ayun,
up
no.
here in terms of
Kanina
the
pa dito
gold
tumatama
lead
yung
by
boomerang
around
niya,
about
sayang.
1.2k. So
laking
they
bawas pa
have
naman
something
yung
going for
boomerang.
them. Obviously, they're definitely
Laking burst
maintaining that
yun.
momentum of those
Minus
2-game
MR.
lead they have for now. But I feel like this is definitely Kagendra's game to lose here.
Pag
Tatsuri just
ginawa
trying to
niya yun
get a
sa
lot of damage
malambot,
onto
putik patay
Lu.
talaga.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because the whole game
Right
plan
draw,
is
cover
force
lang.
that ultimate out, right?
Red buff,
Facial has
invading,
gotten his
Kagendra.
eyes onto this Crimson. May get the steal.
I don't think
Miggy.
he's going to go for the steal. I think he's going to go for the
Lang
Tyrant
si
here as
Miggy
well. Whilst
naipit,
Miggy's just kind of
pero
like
nakapag-flash out pa
paid
naman.
or at least trying to get the attention
Stop tayo
away
kasi may
from those
naliligaw
neutral
na random
objectives.
na
As you can see,
ano.
Beisher has made his way into the mid lane
Oh,
here,
wait
trying to
lang,
do a lot of
lumalaban
burst damage
tayo.
onto Carl,
Faith, may
but
hindi
it's
pa
going to be that
kasi.
raid
Oy,
boss, and
muntik na
now the
ma-snipe.
Unbridled Embers comes
Buti
through as
nagkamali ng
well as
timing.
the Annihilation, but
Oh.
still no pickup for either of these two
Wala tayo
teams.
mapatay.
Yeah, but a lot of
Discipline gaming by
resources
Kage.
have been wasted, right? Carl actually used his ultimate there and did not hit a single soul. Kagendra now
Wala kang nakikitang Domodora. Sa atin minsan may naliligaw na
the
Dora
Tyrant at the
kung
8.5
sakali.
minutes mark. So right now,
Napahuli.
Kagendra is back at fighting shape.
Yung flanker natin laging na
Back and fight in shape. Kagendra with the Tyrant buff for the next 74 seconds right now. So obviously it's going to be like having the Crimson Golden buff, but across the entire of the team here with a bit of the Shockwave zaps as well as the enhanced movement speed. So I feel like now is probably the time here for Kagendra. If they are going to kind of up the ante or at least try to get some dunks here, it's
Miggy.
now the time to play it. Midgie's obviously trying to go
Grabe, basadong yung ano,
to
basadong
Soleil, but
yung
it's going to be
side.
hit there with Maker
Basado
there.
yung
Not only
split push ni Miggy
Annihilation,
dun, ah.
but also
No?
the Mirror Domain. But I feel like that was a bit of a bait and switch. They're trying to get Facial out of the gorge for this 10-minute mark.
I mean, it's advantage to the Kagendra, right?
Predicted-
By the time Miggy
predicted
comes
yung
back,
rotation na
if
pababa.
Kagendra gets started on that 10-minute Shadow Tyrant, he's not going to make it
Yung
in time.
KAGE, di
Right
din
now,
sila
it's all about Tatsumi.
nagpupush
Can
ng
he find the
basta-basta
knockup for the team here? They need an absolutely perfect setup.
They do need a perfect setup there, but
Nice
Tatsumi
draw
does miss
ng
it on
Ulti para
that
lang
knock up
manggulo.
there. But we can see
At least
top side of the
nakuha
map
ni
once
Danny
again.
Red,
Zahn just
not
doing that
bad.
macro play like he did in
Kaso
game
yung Chano
number
mababasag
2
na yung
here.
taas.
Looking to try and get that T2 takedown
Pero yung
into
gold lead
the
is not that bad.
Clash lane, but
Nalulugi
it
lang tayo
looks
sa
like
mapa,
Miggy should
pero
be able to save this
winnable
one
pa.
from its
3K.
fall.
But who's going to save the Tyrant take? Nobody
Tyrant
at this
being
point. And at the
started
same
on
time,
BAWI
take a look at Zahn.
Sports.
He has information.
They have
Nobody's on the
information.
side of the Shadow
Binabay
overflow
time
for
ng
Boom.
Buwa,
So Kagendra
kalahati
knows
pa
that the
yung
fight is
Tyrants,
incoming. They're
winnable,
going to try and
kaso
reset
malayo
this
pa
for
si
sure.
Miggy. Tatsuri gustong huliin yung
They'll
Chano,
try
kaso
at least
na-stun
drag it
siya ng
to
ano.
the
Zhangfei,
closest way as
sayang.
possible. There's the Bridal Airbus catching up to the
Insta-turn
back
by
line.
KAGE,
Tatsuri
si Carl
has to
pinapatay,
flash out.
nakapag-ulti para
Carl
makapag-buy
drops
time.
the ultimate, but he's
Miggy
not
is
able
here,
to kind of
naipit niya.
get
Sino
any
naipit
kill
niya?
from the execute
Si
just yet.
Charlotte.
And there's the annihilation.
Kaso wala nang
Tries to
fierce
get a
kayo
pick
lang,
off the
sabay flash out.
Tatsuri, but once more draw with the
Tapos
Tremor
si Draw.
Smash just to try and upset the pace here of
Oh, wala siyang
Kagendra.
ulti. Nagamit
Sule
niya yata
hits the
hindi pa yata
backline
cooldown
with
yung
the
ulti niya
sword
kanina.
shot from
Ewan.
Zahn as he gets the Daybreaker as well. So
Damn,
overall,
linis ng
that
KAGE, guys.
long-drawn team fight goes into the favor of
Feel
Kagendra.
ko mas madadalian pa tayo sa isang
Ahead
INDO
right now,
team kaysa sa
Kagendra is
KAGE.
going for the push. And at this particular moment, Boom, once again, they are dumbfounded. There's nothing they can do. Facer gets his own Azure Golem as we speak, and now, boom, that initial
Yung
growth that
carry,
they had
parang hirap
and
abutin yung carry
potential
ng
to
KAGE.
turn this whole game on its head, completely gone.
Completely got indeed, right?
Doon
Obviously,
tayo mas
losing that T1
masaktan.
into the mid lanes definitely going to be a huge upset here for the side of
Pero
Boom
kaya pa.
Esports.
Okay.
And not only that, they are obviously behind
Kanina,
by
pag
around
ganito,
about like
5K na eh. At
2.3k
least na yun,
gold
mga
at
2K
this
pa
point of
lang.
the game as well.
Kasi yung
Uh,
ski,
obviously,
yan!
slowly
May
gonna
naligaw na
survive
rin
here,
na
but it's gonna be the
maangas.
catch-up potentially here of
May
Lou.
pumugi
He
na
kind
din,
of
finally.
wanders
Thank
into the
you.
wrong
Thank you,
brush.
Boom. Good job.
I think that's,
Ayan,
that's
patay
okay.
Zhangfei,
We need a
tapakan
little
nyo na.
bit more than that to
It's
find
time.
some success, right? There is a wave pushing in the mid.
Kailangan nyo
You
ng
can
mga
put
aura
some
farm.
pressure there, that'll be great. But
Bibigyan na lang
take a look
yata
at
yung
what
taas.
Kagendra has done, right? Sauli with the
Or
split
going
push
for
of
the
his life.
Overlord,
They get a
4v5.
free
See,
T2,
Overlord na lang.
and there isn't even a
May
proper
nag-flash, oh.
fight at this point. Kagendra can
Si
drag this.
Charlotte.
Not a proper
Putik,
fight. Oh my
pinagtusok
goodness.
po natin si Tatsuri 1HP.
Draw. He gets taken
Tapakan
down by
ng TT
Zule
yung
as
Chano.
well. We have Boo on the
Nag-iinit na.
run.
Danny,
Tatsuri
ulti
falls.
out.
Migi
Di pa pala
falls
kaya,
as
kahit
well.
4v5.
We see that Zule
Hindi
is not
kaya,
happy
guys.
with just one kill. He's looking for Carl.
Ang linis, ang
Danny
linis ng KAGE.
laying waste with these flaming palms as they're looking to get the
Parang
minions
lumakas
into the
na mga
top
Indo
side of
team,
the
no?
map here.
Import, dahil
Kagendra
sa mga
are looking
import.
to approach the crystal.
Lag.
Oh, he will give his
Putik yan,
life on this
pagkalang
one, but
patay na si
Facer,
Danny. Hindi ko na
that's a
nangyari,
great
pero at least
sacrifice. It's a
napailan niya 1 for
1v3.
1.
1v3
Carl
here.
trying to
Carl
buy
is gonna
time.
be pretty much the
Wala,
last standing
inototak
man
lang
here.
siya
He's
ng
able to
Chano,
wipe out
di
the
niya
minion
ma-clear yung
wave.
wave.
Answer is no.
Wow.
Kagendra take
Grabe.
this. 3-0.
Holy.
Damn.
This is a
Ngayon lang tayo na
completely
3-0
different
ng IKL,
Kagendra. IKL stands tall today.
Wow,
And
we got
maybe even for the rest
destroyed.
of the knockout stages as well. What a performance.
What the hell?
What a performance
Grabe
indeed.
ang
I mean,
Kagendra
all
dun, ah.
predicted that this was going to be like a
Wala tayong
3-1
nakitang angle.
at least, but
Matagal-tagal
Kagendra
na discussion
they
yan sa
cement
Boom
themselves as
Esports.
the second place within Group B.
Wala silang
So
makita magandang angle, eh, no?
whoever DMT does not pick,
Kailangan kasi
it's
as a
gonna be
team
Kagendra's
maglaro,
opponent.
eh. Parang
So whether
ang hirap
that be
makahanap ng
Nongshim, whether that
pikas
be
talaga pag
Blacklist, I
individual.
feel like they're going to get Blacklisted maybe.
Damn, Kagendra looks clean by the way. Bawi na lang tayo group stage. Boom Esports are still not out. Third place sa
Kagendra's way
third
to say,
place ang
you know what,
Boom Esports
IKL
sa
here
group
is for-
stage. Tapos pwede pa possible na maglaban ang Blacklist tsaka Boom sa
dominance
first
here, obviously.
top 8.
Yes, we haven't had many of the MKL
Bawi na lang,
wins
it is
for
what
the
it is.
IKL. Yes,
Good
BTR
job. Ano
was able to
talaga?
make,
Nice try Boom
complete.
and crazy performance
This
by
is definitely
Kagendra.
a good sign for the IKL fans out there.